Hi guys, thanks for joining me, DizzyAngelDemon, for part 4 of my miniature painting Dread Knight series, where I paint the highlights on the armor. So to start off with, I'm going to take P3 formula paints in Rucksack Tan. It's kind of like a yellowy color. I'm also going to take my old Citadel color paint in Snake Bite Leather, and I'm going to mix those up a little bit to create a slightly lighter shade than the base. And I'm gradually going to build up some color here. I did thin out the color a little bit with water also because I do want to apply it very lightly and just gradually build it up so that it transitions very nicely. So I'm just going to go through and apply that brighter shade wherever I want the armor to look like it's got shine to it. I did try to speed up the footage as much as I possibly could without making it like impossible for you to tell what's going on, because I really didn't want to cut out any footage if at all possible, and I don't believe I did actually cut out any footage, so you'll just see it sped up here. I'm going through and I'm applying a little bit more color on there to just bring that out some more. And you can see it's starting to become lighter, and when I do apply the second layer, I don't bring it out as far as the first, so it's going to give that transition going from the darker base color up to the lighter shade that I'm creating. You start to see it happening there, and the key is really to be subtle about all this. So I'm just taking some of my Vallejo black color here and painting in some of the detailing on the knuckles, because I do want to have that black kind of outline to most of the detail. And now I'm going to take the Army Painter War Paints in Desert Yellow, which is very like light tan kind of yellow, and I'm going to make those highlights even more predominant. So this color, because it's so light, is just going to go in the very like tips of everywhere, the very like center of the shine or the very edge where I really want it to look the most brilliant. And I'm just going back here and blending with some of the previous shades I used, and just because I do want that transition to be very subtle and kind of look seamless, I guess you would say. It is a bit of a slow process, it takes a bit of time, and it's just slowly building up layers of color and blending them together to achieve that nice look. I went too far down with some of the highlights here on his boots, so I'm just going in and applying some of the base color on there again. Back to the Vallejo black. You can see some of the border details there kind of got washed away with the color, so I'm going back in and I'm painting those. And then I'll go in and reapply some of the yellows. Right now I'm going with my old Citadel color in Dark Flesh for his knuckles to make it a nice contrast from the tan and yellow color of his gloves, as well as the boots. Actually, I think that's why I repainted the boots. I noticed I did them in the wrong color. Sorry, I'm rewatching this after a very long time. It's been about 5 months, I think, or something, so I am sorry about that. Oopsies. And this is a color that I did mix up. I used Dark Flesh and I believe vermilion red, white, or like a light tan color to lighten it up. So I'm going to use that premix color and some dark tan to go ahead and highlight all the dark brownish red bits of his armor. And it's the same process really. You just want to apply a watered down, diluted mixture of paint lightly onto all the, usually it's like the tips, anywhere that you could envision the light hitting is where you want that shine to sit. So, you know, if the light source is on top, then everything at the top is going to be a little bit lighter, and everything towards the bottom is going to get darker. It's very gradual, as you see. You can barely even tell that I did anything there, but I'm just going to go back in and continue to build up that color. This is what allows you to have that nice transition between colors, is just to gradually build it up. And with every coat of paint, you're going to see that it's going to start to show up more and more. Also, you want to gradually lighten it up as you work higher towards the top where the light source is strongest. And you can sort of start to see that nice highlight happening there. Here I'm using more of that premix shade, but it is diluted, so it's going to apply fairly lightly. But you can see how that's just really vibrant compared to the other shades, and it's really making that shine pop. And I'm just continuing to apply that premixed lighter reddish orangish color that I made on there until I'm satisfied with how he's looking. Next, I'm using Formula P3 paints by Privateer Press and Cardic Flesh. And I'm going to mix that with some of my premix color to lighten it up even further, and just apply that very delicately to the uppermost areas to give it that really intense, vibrant shine. And right here, I'm just kind of applying it to the edges. It's very little, but it really, really makes things pop. I'm going back in with a darker shade and just touching up there where I kind of smudged the color into the wrong area. And here I realized I didn't paint the inside of his helmet, so I'm delicately going back in with the base color to do that. Generally, I would recommend doing this before you paint your highlights, so that if you do mess up, it's a lot easier to touch up the area. But thankfully, I think I did it without messing up. Woohoo! And now I'm just taking straight up Cardic Flesh, and I'm going through and increasing that shine even further by applying it to the very, very, very tips of everywhere. So you can see how you're just building up color from dark to light, and it creates that really nice shine effect. Continuing to add more of the Cardic Flesh to the areas that I want to really make pop. As I'm building up the layers of paint, I want the most lightest areas to be just the smallest, slightest touch. And every time I build up color, I'm bringing it in more and more. my favorite of all brushes. Now I'm going back to Rucksack Tan and some white. So I'm going to bring the yellow golden area highlights up even further than I previously did. Oopsie! In case you haven't noticed yet, I am a little klutzy, so you'll often see me drop my miniatures. Alright, a little update on how he's looking. I didn't put any of that really bright shade on his chest plate because the helmet does cover it a lot, so I don't think that it would be as vibrant or as like shiny as the other areas that are getting more light. So I think that about does it. I want to thank you guys very much for sitting through this lengthy video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer those for you. I hope you'll join me for part 5 of my miniature painting Dread Knight series. I'll try to get that uploaded for you very, very soon. Thanks again, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Bye! Please show your support by hitting the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for all the latest from me, DizzyAngelDemon.